Housing Development Program and the globe. Number one, Housing Development Program.
Good morning and welcome to Housing Development, your trusted morning program for everything housing, real estate and construction across Nigeria and Africa. As always, I am Flora Anne, your Housing Diva, and here's what we are focusing on today. Urbanization on the rise, the latest trends shaping the housing sector, the closing gong ceremony of MREF at the Nigerian Exchange, and updates from Ojunaide Building Material Market in Lagos State. Plus, your voices in our weekly Vox Pop segment. Should landlords increase rent without renovating their property? So with housing development, there is much to unpack. Let's begin with trending news across Nigeria's housing and construction landscape this week.
The Lagos State Commissioner for Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, Dr. Oluyinka Olumide, has called on officers of the Lagos State Fiscal Planning Permit Authority, LASPA, to maintain strict ethical standards as applications surge under the ongoing planning amnesty program. Speaking at the agency's headquarters in Ikeja, Dr. Olumide noted that the sharp rise in submissions across district offices was expected. The amnesty program, running from November 1 to December 31, 2025, allows owners of unapproved buildings to regularize their properties without statutory penalties, provided they meet planning and safety requirements. He praised the strong public response but urged officers to scale up operations, ensure faster processing, uphold compliance checks, and treat all applicants respectfully. He stressed that the amnesty is not an automatic approval scheme, but a structured effort to promote orderly, safe development. Dr. Olumide also warned against shortcuts and corruption, directing officers to handle applications transparently and professionally. Residents were reminded to apply through any of the 57 district offices or the Electronic Planning Permit (EPP) portal and to submit complete documentation. He urged property owners to take advantage of the amnesty window, noting that the surge in applications reflects growing willingness to comply with planning regulations. The SEC and the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria have announced a new nationwide non-interest mortgage (NIM) scheme to help reduce Nigeria's 28 million unit housing deficit. Unveiled in Abuja, the partnership will create Sharia-compliant, interest-free mortgage options for Nigerians unable to access traditional loans. The SEC will provide regulatory support for Sukuk and other non-interest instruments, while FMBN says the initiative will expand inclusive home ownership. The NIM model will use Islamic finance structures such as the co-ownership, lease-to-own, and cost-plus sale. The system is expected to boost housing supply, create jobs, and widen financial inclusion across the country. To read the full details of the news, visit www.africahousingnews.com.
From Lagos to Kano, Abuja to Port Harcourt, Nigeria's urban population is growing faster than the infrastructure needed to support it. Urbanization remains one of Nigeria's biggest challenges and opportunities. Today's special report takes a closer look at the rapid growth of our cities and what it means for housing delivery, transportation, infrastructure, and the future of young Nigerians seeking opportunities.
Urbanization has a significant impact on housing prices, and Lagos is a prime example of this phenomenon. The rapid growth of this Nigerian megacity presents both opportunities and challenges, particularly in the housing sector. To discuss this issue, we have ESV Iwinla Mustafa, a highly regarded professional in real estate and the Chief Executive Officer of Mustafa Iwela and Partners. In the interview, he provides valuable insights into how urbanization affects housing prices in Lagos.
That word urbanization is a very key word. And for me, I think it's very important that we say that it's simply the movement of people from the rural areas, from the villages to the cities. And we've seen that happen in a state like Lagos State that has become a cosmopolitan state. And no doubt, in a country where there is a deficit, urbanization will affect the price of housing, because we now have more people in Lagos State. We now have more people that wants to come to the cities to look for greener pastures. So that's why urbanization definitely will have, to some people it will be negative, to the receiver of services in real estate, to the tenant, to people who want to rent houses, to some people is a negative effect. But to the investors, people who have invested in real estate, I mean, they're smiling to the banks. So for me, so is a two-way street. So, but we must understand that it's a good thing. But in a country like, there's no states, there's no country in this world where we don't have rural areas. There's no country in this world where urban regeneration does not happen. There's no country, but it's just for the onus lies on the government to understand that when urbanization happens, it doesn't make us now neglect the villages. In Nigeria, for example, the cities we have we have Lagos, we have Kano, we have Abuja, we have some cities in the eastern part of the country. But other governors of other states also needs to start to focus on their state. So we can have a state like Osun State become a city too. We can have urbanization going on there where people will now see Osun State as a state where they want to go for all kinds, for greener pastures, not just Lagos. So the focus on Lagos is too much, and that's why our population has risen from what we used to have to right now. We are talking about 24.8 million people in Lagos alone. So, which is a lot, and that's why there's too much stress on Lagos, and that's why agents, there's just so much going on in the real estate sector, because a lot of attention and focus is not given to the real estate sector, and that's why we have all these issues going on. Okay, well, we've seen, I mean, there are lots of twists and trends going on in the real estate sector in Lagos, and that has also led to urbanization. We've seen massive infrastructural project going on everywhere. We've seen railway lines, we've seen projects. We have the ongoing Lagos to Calabar Coastal Way that is starting from Victoria Island all the way to Calabar. That's right. So those things are opening up Lagos. They are opening up those axes. Those are projects that will attract investors. Those are billion-dollar project that is going to open up the entire economy, not just Lagos. So when you see those trends going on, when you see trends, in Lagos you have, lots of multinational companies. Their head offices are here. So there's just so much going on that is attracting people to an urban center like Lagos. If you know what I mean, we're not downplaying the fact that we have deficits. We have infrastructure deficits, not just in Lagos, across the country. In Nigeria today, according to the World Bank and the African Development Bank are saying that we have a deficit of $100 million. So what that tells us is the country, Nigeria, is going to need $100 million every year for the next 10 years to solve our infrastructural gap. And that's telling us that our infrastructure deficit is about $1 trillion. That's a lot. And we have deficit in almost all our not just real estate. We have deficit in the health sector. We have deficit in the education sector. We have deficit in the housing sector. Experts are talking about 20 million housing deficit. So whether you like it or not, urbanization is a topical conversation where that must go on, because the stakeholders, the government, the private sector must collaborate.
Urbanization is reshaping Nigeria, but without planning, housing shortages will only deepen. Up next, I'll take your opinions in our Nigerian Voices segment. But first, let's take a short break.
My name is Robert Hornsby with American Home Builders of West Africa. Keep watching Housing Development Program.
Welcome back. This is still Housing Development, your housing and construction morning guide. Across the country, tenants are struggling with rising rent, often without any improvement to their property. We hit the street to hear what Nigerians think.
It is quite not good at all that landlord will not renovate the house. The house belongs to the landlord, and the tenant will not go with the house anytime the tenant is going. So the landlord should take care of his house because it's property, because he earns from it, and it's part of his living. So it's advisable that landlord should take care of the house and not the tenant at all.
The tenant need to be notified by the landlord before the increment, so that the tenant can decide whether to stay or not. Then concerning the renovation, if at all there is anything done such, being a landlord has the right to increase the house rent, but there is need for such a landlord to think about the tenant, the income, because many people, they use that as an avenue to impose the rent and at the same time cause a hardship to the tenant.
Now, if you want landlord to renovate his house or to build another one, he has to think about the current price of cement. I think, as I'm talking to you now, all this quarry where we are buying granite, they are telling us that in the next 2 weeks, the price of granite will increase. Now, what is going to happen with the house that we are selling? What is going to happen with the landlord that built house, that's collecting, that rely all his economy to pay his children school fees? He will feed, he will do everything based on housing. How do you want him to get money to renovate?
The landlord needs to renovate the property that is collecting rent from, because what the tenant is paying is to accommodate him, because it is condition enough, it is a very good place, that's why he purchased. So the landlord has a power, a mandate to be renovating the property to keep the property fit for habitation.
Interesting perspectives from everyday Nigerians. Let's move now to major developments in the financing and investment within the housing sector. A major milestone was recorded in Nigeria's investment and housing ecosystem as the Ministry of Finance Incorporated Real Estate Investment Fund officially performed the closing gang ceremony at the Nigerian Exchange.
Stakeholders in the finance and real estate sector gathered at the headquarters of the Nigerian Exchange in Lagos to witness the closing gong ceremony of the Mofi Real Estate Investment Fund, MRIF. The Ministry of Finance Incorporated, Mofi, is the federal government of Nigeria's investment vehicle for managing, investing, and optimizing public assets to drive national development. Mofi also serves as the sponsor organization for Mofi Real Estate Investment Fund, MRIF, which is a government-backed, market-driven fund designed to mobilize private and institutional capital into Nigeria's housing sector. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, while speaking at the ceremony, thanked all who made it possible for ordinary Nigerians to be part of the savings and investment culture that rely on local resources to grow and develop the economy.
With what we have listed today, you have made it possible at 100 naira per unit, you have made it possible for ordinary Nigerians to be able to be part of the saving and investment culture that we need for us to rely mainly on our own resources in order to grow and develop the economy. In this particular case, it's in the housing sector. By bringing a channel, which is the stock exchange, through stockbrokers, a channel that allows not just those who are extremely wealthy, but those who, ordinary Nigerians, but who have the desire to save for the future, you have made it possible for them.
The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of MOFI, Dr. Armstrong Umetakang, told pressmen that listing MREF on the Nigerian exchange provides a platform for ordinary Nigerians to save, invest, and contribute to the housing sector.
So for us, we have initiated this to provide an instrument that allows for us to partner with private sector and crowding capital at scale from Nigerians. And there is no better platform to do that than the exchange. That's why we have come here today to list the MREF, and we believe that it provides an incredible platform and opportunity for ordinary Nigerians to save, to invest, and also contribute to the development of a sector that we consider to be very, very important, which is the housing sector.
Dr. Takang assured the public that the MREF program will make it possible for ordinary Nigerians to own a home, which is a fundamental right of every citizen.
Through the MREF program, we now have ordinary Nigerians who have access and the ability and the opportunity to own their own homes through MREF. We believe that it is the fundamental right of every Nigerian to own a home.
The national coordinator for MREF, Sani Yakubu, told the media that the program will assist developers in finding buyers for the houses built and giving them mortgages to off-take properties.
The off-take guarantee gives developers an opportunity to provide an answer to that question, because what it does is it says that if the development is at 75%, we promise to give Nigerians who are interested and can afford to take mortgages on such properties, we'll give them mortgages to off-take the property.
Highlight of the ceremony was the ringing of the gong by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, on the floor of the Nigerian Exchange in Lagos.
With MREFs now accessible through the exchange, more families, more businesses, and more institutions can participate in real estate growth. Experts believe this fund will attract new investment, create jobs within the construction value chain, and support national housing target. A new era of property investment has begun. And now, one of the most exciting parts of the season, the countdown continues to the biggest celebration of housing excellence in the continent, the African Housing Awards 2025. This year's edition promises to be bold, glamorous, competitive, and unforgettable, from visionary developers to state governments that are redefining shelter, from innovative building technology firms to mortgage institutions breaking new ground. This is the night where Africa's best come together under one roof. It's not just an award ceremony. Is a celebration of innovation, a showcase of creativity, and a spotlight on the heroes working every day to make housing more accessible.
Africa Housing Awards 2025.
My name is Olajumoke Akinwumi, and I'm the co-founder of Alifia Capital Limited. I was, first of all, pleasantly surprised, but also very thankful to have received this honor. I mean, in the midst of really very important and impactful people who have contributed in no small way to the efforts at developing our sector. On a personal note, I think the recognition for me supported the fact that being a purpose-driven leader is not about numbers, so it's not about how much you build, it is more about how many lives you transform through the process. And I think that that was one of the messages that was passed across in that season. So come December 12th in Abuja, the 2025 awards will happen. I'm excited about who the recipients will be for this year, and I'm particularly excited about who would be the affordable housing personality for 2025. It's a huge responsibility, and what I hope for the future is that we can, all recipients, come together and choose to do certain projects or certain initiatives that will advance the cause of housing in Nigeria. We have to remember that we're entering into a decade where housing must be delivered not just as shelter, but with dignity, with equity, and with climate resilience in mind.
Who will walk away with the crowns this year? Which governor will be named Housing Friendly Governor of the Year? Which organizations will emerge as continental champions? We'll find out soon. And you can be part of the story. You can partner or sponsor today because the Africa Housing Awards gives you high-level visibility before a continental audience, engagement with decision makers in housing and construction, powerful brand positioning as a champion of development, media exposure across TV, radio, digital, and print, direct connection with top industry leaders, policymakers, and investors, and of course, is an opportunity to support a meaningful cause, promoting excellence and encouraging those who are building the future of African cities.
Start by appreciating the organizers of the Africa Housing Awards, and particularly my very good friend Festus Adebayo for putting up together this remarkable initiative, recognizing the efforts of players in the sector and also encouraging them to do more is a great way to spur development in the sector and also achieve our collective objectives for the good of Nigerians.
To be recognized for what I would consider work in the course of doing my duties is really a wonderful thing. This is wonderful, and I am really grateful.
Really exciting. That's really hard.
Welcome back. You're still watching Housing Development. Before I wrap up the program, let's take a look at the current prices of key building materials from the Odunaide building material markets in Lagos State.
The Odunaide building market in Lagos, Nigeria, stands out as a significant center for imported building materials, attracting a diverse clientele that ranges from individual homeowners to large construction companies. Its strategic location within the bustling metropolis makes it not only convenient for shoppers, but also a key player in the local construction industry. During Housing TV Africa's visit, the market was bustling with activity, showcasing its role as a vital cog in the machinery of Lagos construction landscape. Cameras captured scenes of buyers examining products, merchants promoting their goods, and the palpable energy that makes Odunaide building markets an essential destination for everyone involved or renovating properties.
For this one, 350. Why this 200,000? 200,000. Likewise, this one too, 200,000, 200,000, 200,000, because almost all of them here are executive showers. Why this one is for 180, this one 150, this one 150, that one 90,000. Why the white one is for 400. All these are executive showers. This one is kitchen basic mixers. This one are bases.
What are the prices, please?
This one is for 85,000. Because this one is bigger. All this one are smaller one, and they're also in different colors. Why this one is for 65,000. This one is just single basic mixer, and they are just for 99,000. This one 25,000. This one and this one are the same price, because they are different colors. 10,000. These two are considered WC, and this one is for 200,000. This one 280,000. Why this one is not concealed, just normal executive WC. This one is for 230. Why this black one is for 350. This one is 180, 170, 210, 220 from here to the ending of the outside. This is a complete set of executive WC. This one is for 350,000. This one too 350,000. This one 400, 400,000, 400,000. All these here are complete set of executive WC.
So these Spanish tiles, all are Spanish tiles. These are floor tiles. They are 24,000 per square meter. They are both mixed, like both Italian and Spanish tiles. This is Italian tiles. It's 26,000 per square meter. It's basically used for the floor because it's matte. These are also Spanish and Italian. They are basically used on the floor, and this 22,000 per square meter. CDK, yeah, these are made in Nigeria, so we call it CDK. We're like porcelain. So this is 16,000 per square meter.
Rising prices remains a major concern for developers and home builders nationwide. We do hope to see relief as market forces stabilize. It's been another insightful edition of Housing Development, from urbanization to rising building material costs and finance innovations like MREF. One thing remains clear: Nigeria's housing story is evolving rapidly. Remember, the Africa Housing Awards is around the corner. Partner with AHA and help celebrate the champions of African housing's transformation. As always, I am your Housing Diva, thanking you for watching today's edition of Housing Development. Do have a productive day ahead, and bye for now.